Well, continuing our theme of royalty tonight, our next guest is Australian TV and music royalty. Geoff Harvey was a constant presence on our screen for the best part of 4 decades, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, as the musical director at Channel 9. He was a part of everything from the Don Lane Show to the Tonight Show and, of course, the Midday Show for some 22 years. He also composed some of the network's theme songs, The Sullivans, Today, Sunday, and A Current Affair as well. He's a true entertainer in every sense of the word, and now he's back on stage with a concert series of music and song. You'll just love this. I'll give you all the dates shortly. But Geoff Harvey, welcome to Friday Nights. It's an absolute honour to speak with you.
Well, I mean, that's the best hello I've ever had in my life. Fantastic. Can I do this every Friday? It's great for the ego.
Yes. You would be more than welcome.
Well, there we are. As I say, as you said, I'm really just a spoilt brat. I mean, I've been surrounded with the finest musicians, the best entertainers, and all that stuff, finest arrangers, etc., etc. And I mean, you look good when you surround yourself with great people. And I just go in there and have a good time, play the piano, and at the end of it all, some fool throw some money at you.
Oh, you're far too modest. But your musical ability, it was evident from a very, very young age. I read that you began playing the organ at the local church aged 8.
Well, yes, I did actually. Well, not very well. My father was a very fine musician, and he was a singer in the choir. And a fellow called Fred Benson, an organist when I was very young, died, as they do. And my father said, "Oh, my son will play for you." It was hopeless. But he sang very loudly and I played very softly. And gradually he sang softer and I played louder. And we got together, and it was good, and I've done it ever since. That's all I've done.
Well, your musical vocabulary is broad. So you play everything from Bach through to sort of funny jingles. Is there a particular style that you enjoy playing the most?
Well, I think Bach is the go. To sit in front of a big church organ, an organ like the one at the town hall, I mean, to play in front of that or the one at St Mary's or St Andrews, they're all marvellous. It's a great thrill. I mean, it's like scoring a try every time. It's just
Yes.
so good. There we are.
But you're still playing the organ now. You're in your early 80s. But my question is, you're out there a lot.
Tell them that.
Oh, sorry, Geoff.
Yeah. We'll cut that.
We will. But do you see many young and upcoming organ players these days, or is it a lost art?
God, it's good, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I've got it cornered. No, I say to all the young ones now, you won't want to do this. I'll do that. There's a wedding on Friday. I'll do that. You can't do that. No, there's lots of them, and there's some. I mean, Australia has some sensational teachers. There's Peter Nishaw is the organist at St Mary's. I mean, he's taught everybody that plays the organ, and it's lovely. There's some young blokes, you can imagine, 14, 15-year-olds are just staggering in. It's like getting your computer fixed, isn't it? I mean, you don't get an 80-year-old, you don't get a 7-year-old. And they all play well, their brains are good, etc., etc., etc.
Geoff, you're a great Australian, but you were born in London, spent most of your early years there. In 1960, though, EMI enticed you to come to Australia, but it was only meant to be for 12 months, wasn't it?
Well, I really thought, no. I remember saying to all my friends in London, listen, I'll be back. I think it was May when I left there. And I said, I'll be back next May, don't worry. This is just a joke, And I got out here, and the first, 2 or 3 weeks, it was a joke. And then I realised that, hang on, there's something else, this bloody place. I mean, I remember the first beer I had was at the Union Hotel in Pitt Street. And I remember thinking, well, that's not bad. And from there on in, but as I say, no, well, you both know what Australia's like. I mean, as long as you play the game, you have a fantastic time here. You really do.
You've got one of the most famous beards in Australian entertainment, Geoff. Is that what we would class in this day and age as hipster?
Yeah.
He was ahead of his time.
Yes.
Listen, I want to be on your show every Friday.
Well, we've got a bit of a surprise for you because your first job in TV, this is 1962, I think it was the Bob Rogers Tonight Show on Channel 9.
Right. Yes, indeed.
Now, we actually walk the corridors with Bob Rogers here every single morning.
Oh,
and he's still with us. So I caught up with him this morning. I asked him, what are his thoughts of a young Geoff Harvey?
I met Geoff Harvey many years ago when he was the A&R man at EMI Records here in Sydney. He'd just come from England. We used to play hickey-tocky. I'm not going to tell you what that was. But when I was offered a job by Channel 9, Bruce Gyngell, in 1962, a talk show, they were very popular in those days, I said I would do it, but I would like Geoff Harvey to be my band leader. It subsequently turned out that they said yes. I fell foul of Frank Packer, who ran Channel 9, and he sacked me after 12 weeks. Geoff Harvey lasted for 37 years and still complained when he lost his job at Channel 9. We were still good mates.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Isn't that so? You were there for however many years, and he's complaining that you complained, even though he only lasted 12 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's quite true. I've heard him say that. You know, I got 12 weeks and Harvey got 37 years. I mean, dear, oh dear. But it was lovely. And I mean, I didn't know, and I don't think Bob knew. We didn't really know what television was all about. You know, we treated it very much as the passing fad. You know, that he was obviously very big in radio, and he had all sorts of cunning things going for him, where he got the records early. He'll tell you about that one now, I've no doubt. And things like he was scooping the press, as they say, and he was happy days, and not to be taken, you know, too seriously. So after 12 months, when by now my friends in England were saying, when are you coming back? My father was saying that. And I said, well, I'm not. I'll give it another couple of years, and here we are. An old man in Barrel. Hello.
But over the years, you created so many great, wonderful moments, and it was live TV, it was variety, it was just good old-fashioned entertainment. Why do you think that is no longer? Is there no longer a taste for that?
God, that's a good question. I mean, really, I think basically the public has been spoilt. I mean, we've had Frank Sinatra, we've had the Beatles, we've had everything that's possibly. I mean, that's even like in we haven't had Frank Sinatra or the Beatles in Barrel, but we've had everybody else, and it's so now people are a bit ho hum and saying, you know, I don't know about that, I don't know. And that's where, before that, that's not really the answer, is it? There's a reason, I really don't know. But, I mean, it's like with this concert that I'm doing, I'm desperate to let young people know that there is other music other than, and I love rock and roll, don't get me wrong in any way. I love a good screaming band, great. But there is other music to be had. And that's why I'm doing this business. Why it's gone wrong, I don't know. I suggest I'd speak to Bert. I'd ask Bert that question, and or Mike McCall-Jones, one of those really old blokes that know more about television than I really do. But what's happened, I don't know. There we are.
You're on the beautiful South Coast now, yes, Geoff?
Yes, I am. No. Hang on, it's not
Southern
beautiful
Highlands.
South Coast. We don't want. It's horrible down here.
Oh, no, it's awful. No, don't bother visiting.
Garbage down here. We don't want, no, don't come down here. No, stay away from here. The typhoid is terrible.
You are never going home, are you? Tell me, does the publican at the Surveyor General in Berrima ever get you to tinkle the ivories in exchange for a couple of VBs or something?
Yeah, they do, yes. The normal charge is 8 bars for a schooner.
Beautiful.
Right? 4 bars is a biddy. And on top of that, they're all bloody farmers.
Yeah.
So they're all huge. They're all about 6'4". So when they say, would you come and play Happy Birthday for my mum, what are you going to say, no?
Well, let's talk about this concert tour. It sounds terrific. You'll love this. I'll run through the venues and the dates. So it's at Mittagong RSL down there near you on Thursday, the 29th of June. These are all matinees, which is great.
Yes.
Then you're up at the Concourse Theatre in Chatswood, Wednesday, the 5th of July. That's 2 shows. The Art House in Wyong, that's on Wednesday, the 12th of July. Off to Anita's Theatre in Thirroul, Wednesday, the 19th of July. And then on Friday, 18th of August, 11 a.m, you wrap things up at the beautiful Riverside Theatre at Parramatta. What can the audiences expect at these concerts, Geoff?
I think just lovely music. I've got 4 terrific singers, 4 of my favourite singers that I've worked with over the years. They'll just sing lovely songs. They'll each do 3, perhaps 4 songs each, and in between I'll play a solo, and I'll perhaps chat a little bit about what happened at Channel 9 and what happened, and is that Ray Martin's hair? All those really in-depth questions that what's John Laws really like? Yeah, all that stuff, and that's, I think it's what we used to call many, many years ago a pleasant Sunday. Yeah. We used to have a pleasant Sunday afternoon, and it was kind of very much a few beers and cups of tea and things like that, and a small group in the corner playing nice music. Now, this is what it'll be. It'll be nice music with, a bit of a chat, and these girls just singing all completely different styles, but it'll be terrific music. And on top of that, as I said before, I'm a spoiled brat, so all I do is play the piano, as I love doing, and at the end of it, thank you very much, go and have a glass of beer.
You're a spoiled brat, but we're so grateful that you're spoiling us with your talents. It's a matinee of music and song. Absolutely fantastic. To book, there is a website, geoffharveyshow.com.au.
And it's called My Piano, My Singers and Me.
An absolute honour to speak with you. Thanks for joining us on Friday night, Geoff Harvey.